Hey guys, Drutter here. It's August the 1st, 2025. How's everybody doing out there? I was just looking at some gold and silver charts and I thought I would upload a little video here, but just before I started I wanted to say I've gone to make a video many times over the past while, and there's just so much going on, so much to say in the stuff that I follow that it's overwhelming sometimes, and I just end up not doing any video because I feel like I can't cover anything properly. Everything's just so fast, and also there's competition from people using chatbots and such to create video content, and I just can't keep up with the amount that they can put out and with the analysis that they can do. It's almost becoming worthless for me to do these videos, I think, especially because I cannot reach anybody anymore. I'm seen by a few of my subscribers that I picked up in 15 years ago, but I haven't been able to reach new viewers or new subscribers since then. I've been stuck at 8960 subscribers for the past, I think, almost 10 years now. I haven't moved a single subscriber. I haven't gained a single subscriber in that amount of time, in 10 years. I don't know anybody who's put 10 years of videos out and not got a subscriber out of it, but I'm one of them. But anyway, looking at the gold chart, this is a weekly candle chart, and it's a logarithmic scale because prices have moved dramatically over time. So we use logarithmic scale to look at that, and this is a nice consolidation now in the past few months after moving up above 3,000 US dollars, and it has been an obvious trend going up for years. We've been following on this chart since 2009. I started doing gold and silver analysis. So it has been a long run, and it has been an upward run that most people just still aren't even really paying attention to gold and silver, and it's kind of weird to see. We're at all-time highs, and which means that the US dollar is at kind of at all-time lows in a way, but it's not. Against other currencies, it's doing very well. So it's kind of a race to the bottom for currencies, while gold and silver are shining. And I think that will continue. Some people are saying, "Is this the top of the gold chart?" Well, does that look like the top of the gold chart to you? What kind of a chart stops after that kind of a pattern? That is a consolidation pattern right there. Who knows what could change in macroeconomics? There could be an entire new system. They're talking about putting a great reset into play, and we're going to have a new currency and all that kind of stuff, which is a completely controlled Orwellian, disgusting communist system. But that's just apparently what is being broadcast. That's what they're saying they're going to do. And these banksters basically are getting what they want right now. They're in control of the world. So that's what's going to happen, it looks like. We've been fighting that for the longest time. I will never use central bank digital currencies. But that's the system that they're going to be putting into place, and we're going to have to find out what we're going to do as an alternate very quickly here. But this video is not about that. I mostly wanted to stick to prices. Gold, obviously, is still going up. There's been multiple periods. Look at the beginning of 2024, for example. For months on end, it went sideways, and then it had another move up. And mid-2024, another sideways move, and then another move up. And in 2025, it has been another big move up, and now another sideways move. So it looks like it's probably just going to continue going up unless something changes with the world. The world continues on much as it has been the last while. The gold chart will continue on much as it has been the last while. And the silver chart over the same time period looks a little different. It's much more choppy, obviously. Silver is a smaller market, so it goes up and down, but the overall pattern is the same. If you want to go back to what I showed the gold market, or actually I can switch you back, there you go. Gold more just sort of an uptrend with these consolidation periods. Silver, much more choppy. But we have made a new, well, not a new all-time high, but a new recent high going back, I think, to September 2011 was the last time that prices were above 39 US dollars. So now that 39 US dollars is nowhere near, of course, the all-time high of about 49 US dollars set in 2011, And also in 1980, the very beginning of 1980, the end of 1979, the Hunt brothers, of course, cornered the silver market and pushed it up. I don't know if that is going to happen again, that exact scenario, so I don't know if that top is something to look at, but silver is certainly going to go up to at least the previous all-time high in 2011. It's certainly going to go up past that. And if you want to adjust for inflation, we can look silver at that $49 point in 2011 would today be over $70 US. So we're not at an all-time high until we get to at least $70 US. So almost twice as high as we are now. And most people expect it to go higher than the previous all-time high. That, the economy wasn't collapsing then. We hadn't printed trillions and trillions of dollars that we have in the COVID years and such. We have yet to account for all of that. So silver is going up to at least the previous all-time high, which is $70 US. But maybe we're going to go up to, let's look at this one here. This is $49 from 1980, but adjusted for inflation to today, and now that's 190 something dollars. So silver is likely to go up to at least $70 US if it's going to return to all-time highs, and more likely up toward $200. And I think, and a lot of people think, it's going up closer to $1,000. And my friend Derek, Endless Mountain, rest in peace, buddy, he also talked about $1,000 silver. For years he talked about it, and he charted it. I'll put his last ever video, I'll put a link down below to it. If you never saw it, it was 2 years ago, or maybe 3 years ago now. He died last year, about a year and a half ago now. But a year and a half or so before that, he put out his last video, and it was called Bitcoin, Gold, and Silver. So it's quite relevant, and he talks about predictions and stuff. So I'll put that down below. $1,000, not sure exactly, but yes, we are going up into the many hundreds of dollars, at least I believe, for silver. And what is a dollar going to buy at that point? I'm not sure, but silver and gold will retain purchasing power of some kind over tumultuous economic conditions. So it's good to be holding gold and silver. We can look at the gold and silver ratio now, and that is currently about 90. It's down from over 100 recently, and it has been up to I think 110 or so, 120 before, during the 2011 crash, or I think it was the COVID year. Yeah, the COVID years actually, it was up above 110. Now not quite so high. It went up to 107, I think, recently, a few months ago, and or a couple months ago. And this shows that we have come down a little bit. At 100 or so is where I purchased some silver, and I will be trying to convert that into gold as the ratio comes down. And at least I'm hoping that as the bull market heats up, that silver will appreciate more than gold, and eventually it will be somewhere around 25 to 1, I'm thinking. And at that point, I'll have a tube of maples, silver maples, and I will convert directly over the 25 maples for 1 ounce of gold. That's my plan anyway. I'll show you that silver and gold toward the end of the video. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about the gold-silver ratio a little bit. It has been down as low as 30, 33 in recent years. So there's precedent set there for it to go down to that again, to 25, 30, even 20 or below. And historically it was around 10 to 15. So, and we know gold and silver are still coming out of the ground at approximately those ratios. So at some point it will account for that, and the ratio will revert. But that's generally at the top of markets, or when markets are doing very well, precious metals markets. So right now it's indicating that the markets are heating up, but they're still quite low, and there's a long way to go, because generally we'll come down to 50, 40, 30, or even less gold-silver ratio during a bull market. So got a ways to go. And Bitcoin, briefly, I wanted to look at the Bitcoin chart over the same time period. That's 2 years, and logarithmic again. And as you can see, it looks like it is still continuing the uptrend. People are saying is at the end of the market. I don't see that blow off top that we usually see in Bitcoin markets toward the end, and that's often in August or October or December. It feels a little bit early. People are saying maybe that's the top of the market and it's coming down now. Well, I don't know. I haven't seen the altcoin season happen yet, and I'm predicting there will be another altcoin season. It's generally toward the end of the crypto bull market. So I think that's probably coming soon. But the Bitcoin has obviously done well. I've been following Bitcoin since 2011, doing charts and analysis on it since 2013. And I did hold some Bitcoin for a short time and sold it at early 2025. I converted to gold and then converted the gold into cash because I had a huge debt. I paid off that huge debt, so that was there at the beginning of 2025. As you can see, Bitcoin was about 100,000 when I did that, US, 150,000 Canadian. So I paid off my $100,000 massive debt that was ruining my life. And in the past 6 months since that happened, I've been doing all kinds of paperwork and whatnot, getting my privileges back for, to drive and to travel and all those kind of things, because that gets taken away from you in Canada when you owe money. So to your ex. So supposedly I did anyway. I paid the entire amount, and that now debt is completely gone. So I was able to, get my life back. And they really, really ruin your life when you owe money. But so I will have the ability to do things now that may even impact this channel. I may be able to travel again. I'm already able to own property again, so I can actually hold and own some precious metals, which I'm doing now. I'm converting again over to gold here at recently. The very, very top, actually. I picked a top on the chart finally. It's pretty hard to do so, and of course it won't be the ultimate top. Eventually I'll be sad I sold that Bitcoin for gold, but that's okay with me. I'm happy to move more into things that I can hold and own. I'm more into precious metals than Bitcoin. I held the Bitcoin because a friend gave it to me when he died. Rest in peace, Warren. Good dude, good guy. I miss you. He was right about Bitcoin. He learned about Bitcoin from me, actually. And he held Bitcoin even before I did, and he gave some to me when he died. I've told that story a little bit on this channel. I'm going to tell it a bit more in full, but yeah, I sold in January a large amount, and I sold again recently at 122,000 US for gold. And I'm holding that gold. In fact, let's show you that gold now. And here is the tube of silver maples grabbed recently. 25 1 ounce silver maples. Those I got at the gold to silver ratio about 100, and so I'm hoping when the gold to silver ratio drops to 25, which it does at the peak of precious metals markets, then I will convert this into an ounce of gold to add to my gold stack. So this is not going to stay in my silver stack for long. This part of my position is ultimately headed into gold. It's just kind of a bit of an experiment to see if I can get an ounce of gold for whatever this was, 1,200 or 1,400, and I'm going to turn it into an ounce of gold at the top of the market. Stay tuned for that. And remember, if you don't hold it yourself, you don't own it. In Canadian dollars, last week silver hit $54, which means that this guy, back in April 26th of 2011, who bought silver off me for $55 Canadian an ounce, including shipping, is now almost, at least nominally, in the green. So it's only taken, 14 years and a bit for this guy. This is actually an interesting screenshot because it represents the highest price I sold silver at when I owned a business called CanadianSilverBullion.com. I started that in 2010 and I ran it until about 2017. And yeah, I didn't really make any money, but I accomplished my goal, which was to get small amounts of silver out into individual people's hands. And anyways, this is the very most expensive purchase on my website ever. 26th of April 2011. So I thought it was interesting to put that up there and just show we are now at that price again. In fact, more than that, because this is including shipping. So yeah, $54 Canadian right now, at least last week, for a spot price. That's just the metal. So obviously this guy is, if he's still holding it, he's probably happy now. Although inflation has eaten up a little bit of his profits, so I don't know if he's really coming out ahead. But I do see that silver is likely going quite a bit higher. We're probably going to have shortages in the physical metal like we did in 2011, 12, and 13, and much higher prices as well. Lastly, I'd like to take you around my garden just briefly. As you may know, I'm up in northern British Columbia, Canada. So, been up here for a couple of years. I think this is my third summer here. These are the Scarlet Runner beans. Did those last year as well. Lots of nice flowers on there. And some basil that's going to seed, some potatoes. Oh, some spider webs here on my calla lilies. And then this is a garden I put in. I dug this all myself. Got a lot of grass here, so I turned some of it into garden. Some green bush beans, wax beans. Starting to produce now. Carrots. Let's see if I can pull one out actually here while we're recording. Let's see here. Let's grab one. Not bad. A few hundred of those to be eaten over the next little while. Another row of beans. This one was put in a little bit earlier, so they've been eating those for a while. Tomatoes, I was well known for my tomatoes, but not so much anymore. That's my Sweet 100s this year, not doing too well. But I will hopefully get a crop out of it and get my seeds back, get some fresh seeds anyway. I have a strawberry patch. There's another empty patch here. This was supposed to be tomatoes, and it only ended up with one little one. But I will be doing tomatoes next year, and I'm going to build some kind of a greenhouse or a cold frame or something, because I just have to get started earlier in the year if I want to do tomatoes up this far north. Another good row of carrots. This is garlic. It needs to come out. It's done, and it needs to be cured now. Most of the other garlic's already out. This is the last of the lettuce. This is Swedish lettuce here, but I had multiple rows of different kinds of lettuce. More emptiness. There was peas, lots of peas here, tons of peas. I ate peas. A few more carrots there. This was the potato patch. I've already harvested almost all of it. There's a little bit, a couple more there. Cucumbers, just too slow. Need to start them in the greenhouse, I think. Not sure if I get any cucumbers off of there this year. Amish paste. I see some flowers on there, so there. But they should be a lot larger this time of year. This is Orache. It's a volunteer. I grew it a couple of years, first year I got here, and it just keeps on coming up. I don't even eat it. You can. It's called mountain spinach. It's like it can be eaten fresh or cooked, kind of like spinach. It grows much better in warmer climates. It doesn't die off and go to seed immediately as soon as the warm weather comes, so you can eat it well into summertime. Amish paste tomatoes, the peas are gone, more carrots. And I put in some oregano here around this tree, which I put in also. It's got a few yellowing leaves here, but that's I guess just because it's so hot lately. It's been a nice hot summer and it's done its main growth for the year. I guess it's starting some side branches. I don't know how many more years it'll be before I start getting apples off of there, but we'll see. And that's about it. The back of the yard just kind of goes into forest. Hope everybody's doing well. Talk to you soon. Oh, don't forget the blueberries. Blueberries are ready.